Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Commercialization of Emerging Technologies Conference Comms World 2020. Thank you very much, MANCEF and the organizing committee of Comms World 2020, especially the work that Todd Christensen and David DePaula have done over the many months that we've worked on this program. I know this very much because I've been on the organizing committee, and those two gentlemen have done an incredible amount of work. And thank you all for being part of this program. I wanted to mention that we have a two-part presentation today because of the number of presentations in total, over 50 from what Todd tells me. I have a two-part presentation. The first part of the presentation is my commercialization report card, which I've been giving at the comms conference from the very, very beginning. And the second part will be specific to one of the 14 elements of the commercialization report card, which is the topic of technology clusters. So the first part will be about 10 minutes, the second part is about 15 minutes. Tomorrow I will give another presentation from 4:15 to 4:30 on the topic of printed flexible sensors and sensor-based systems, which I hope will be of great value to you. Now, since I have only a very small amount of time today and tomorrow, I will make these presentations available in their full format to you all as a result of today's and tomorrow's presentations. If you just send me an email at my rgrace@rgrace.com, I'll be happy to send you the full-up presentations in PDF format. So let's get going here. So what we are going to do here is talk about the report card. So before we go to the report card, I will say that a brief intro to Roger Grace Associates. I've been doing this for quite some time. 1982 is when I started my organization. We focus on customer market research, strategic marketing, marketing communications, and if you look at this commercialization process model, which many people, including Todd and Steve Walsh, have helped me with, we can see that I get involved here, or Roger Grayson gets involved in the front end, the back end, and in launch plan and execution. So we do a great deal of work. We don't make products. We help people bring products to market and successfully, I like to think. So outline. This program has been going on for many, many years, as I've mentioned, and I think it's been very valuable to the MEMS community, and it basically supports people to understand where the problems of commercialization have been and what needs to be done to overcome them. Quickly, to talk about the barriers to commercialization for the MEMS industry, and I'm sure many of you who are MEMS people know all this, and I beg your indulgence to look at this. But there's been a real challenge here, and the biggest challenge has been that it's a very fragmented market. There's a lot of very small companies trying to be successful. Over the past decade, several companies have emerged as powerhouses like ST and Analog Devices and InvenSense and those companies have been very involved, especially in the consumer electronics and the mobile phone markets. But as you'll hear from a lot of people, including my dear friend Robert Andoska, there are, and David DePaula, there are some really, really important and big opportunities in here for Internet of Things, monitoring, point-of-care diagnostics, still in automotive, big opportunities with new technologies and new things being measured, and in wearables. So there's still a lot of real big opportunities for people in this space. Steve Walsh and I put this together about 20 years ago, and what we ended up doing is looking at, and we've been updating this ever since, looking at how long it takes to commercialize a MEMS device. And as you can see in the bottom, the median, 30 years. That means there's a lot of things that need to happen between T0 and T equals 30 to be successful. And we're going to talk a little bit about what those things are in these subsequent slides. Very important to know that, and I've created the sensor product lifecycle curve to see where we are. Discrete mechanical sensors came out first, MEMS came out second. We'll talk about printed flexible next, and then functional fabrics. But we are in my opinion, the maturity area of the sensor product lifecycle, and you'll see that as a result of some of the grades in this report card. Very quickly, I started this off in 1998 as a result of a visit to the Hilton Head Conference where I was making a presentation, and realized as a part of my involvement with the panel discussion that we needed to put together some kind of a vehicle to help people commercialize technology. And at first we had 9 topics, and then I added 5 more, so right now we have 14 topics. The methodology was using a Delphi approach, which is a approach quite frequently used by marketing research people. I do a lot of market research for various clients, and mostly in a Delphi fashion, because I don't go out like people for measuring upcoming elections where you need thousands of people to get a plus or minus 5% and 95% confidence factor. We got 43 completed questionnaires with many verbatims that you'll see. And the broad selection of interviewees were from the total supply chain, suppliers, users, infrastructure providers, and we are going to give a $100 Amazon gift card at a random drawing. The results, this is not an eye test, but this is what the report card looks like. You can see at the delta at the very right-hand side, there were several of the topics that were changed. We're only going to talk on a couple topics here, but as I said, if you want more information, I'll give that to you from the full-up presentation. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the report card in general. The standard deviation was 0.55, which is relatively low. You can see the results here, and you can see that we've been at B- for the past several years, which I believe is demonstrating the maturity of the industry. Marketing, which is what I do, declined. It went from B to B-, and I think we still have some challenges here, and there are going to be more challenges in the upcoming report card for 2020 as a result of COVID. But I still believe, and you can see some of the comments that were made by the people that respond. One colleague says that I come across engineers who should be designing products using MEMS but have no idea that MEMS exist. And another one says that unless MEMS is widely known and what it can be used for, marketing has been deficient. So it goes back to what I say, because this is what I do for a living. We need to do a better job of communicating to the world the inherent and unique values. I've written several articles on this: MEMS marketing, oxymoron or opportunity, 3-part series in commercial manufacturing. Several of these are in on my website, and then we have MEMS marketing addressed in the report card of 2018, and also in my website. Venture capital attraction, another very, very important point here, and it's always not done well. This is the worst faring topic of all, and I want to bring a very important topic out from a dear colleague of mine, and that is the VCs tend not to fund MEMS components, but rather solutions. And a good example is Janusz Brzyzyk's company, Exosystems, ultrasonic imaging systems, not ultrasonic imaging devices, and all about the enabled applications. But on the other hand, from another dear friend, I think that we have finally arrived at a point where VCs are no longer afraid of MEMS, and they are careful as they should be. So, very important to keep that in mind. There's hope out there, and for those who are trying to get funding, we have a panel this afternoon with many very top-notch people from 7 to 8. I hope you can join us. But the other thing I wanted to mention before I run off here, and we're running over, is that most MEMS companies become successful by being adopted by an exit strategy of acquisition. And there are a couple of examples. And then finally, major investments from a VC point of view, and companies like Apple and Intel have their own VCs, are the primary way that most startup MEMS companies are becoming successful. We're going to talk about clusters in part 2, so I won't spend time here, and call to action recommendations, and we're running out of time, and that is we need to continue to create significant awareness based on those two items that we saw earlier, those verbatims. It still continues to be a challenge, and we need to continue to talk about how MEMS solve problems uniquely. It can't be a technology push, but a marketing pull and applications pull strategy. And I think that there's still lots of opportunities out there for VC funding and lots of opportunities for new solutions. And you'll hear a lot about these new solutions in today's and tomorrow's presentations. And then for more information, 12-episode series I conducted at Census Daily Newsletter in December to June. And again, if you want to see any of this stuff, go to my website. And there you are. Thank you very much, and wait for our next presentation.